For my crafting experiment this week, I wanted to try and make a decal for my car. I was trying to use some vinyl that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I was just trying to basically do it all by hand without the use of a Cricut. So I sketched out different ideas on what I would like the decal to say. Once I settled on one that I liked, then I started really just defining how it would look like and then darkening it up using pencil, so it would be nice and dark. Then I cut the size of my scrap paper to the size of the decal essentially, so it would be easier to manage and do a little bit less guesswork along the way. To help me stay in place, I taped up my sketch to the back of the vinyl and then taped it to my surface so that way it wouldn't move. And then of course I also ended up using the masking tape itself to stop the roll from being all over my drawing space. Then trying to do a transfer, just the very old school way of doing transfer, which was, with pencil, and then in the back when you're adding that pressure with the pencil by doing the random sketches, then that transfers it over to the other surface. So took it a little bit old school, but I managed to get all of my letters on there to then be able to cut them. When it came to cutting, I wanted to separate each letter one by one, so I wasn't trying to handle too much all at once. This was super important for me because I didn't have small scissors. All that I have is these big ones, so precision is way harder when all of the letters are attached. Now, as you'll notice, when I make the cuts, even when I'm trying to be a little bit more precise, it is a little bit boxy. You can especially tell around the circles of the beans, right? Like the little pop rim beans. So you just have to make really small, tiny cuts to get rid of them, and then that way it can be a nice curve. Out of my design, since I was trying to make this little cute love with a pop print on it, the most challenging part was the beans, making them consistent. So even though I tried using one of the beans as my measurement for the last three, I wasn't as precise as I wanted to be, but for the most part they look even. I just kept on cutting it this way. I had originally drawn them differently, but the thing is that once you have those scissors, it's a big risk to try and do those small details. Then when it came time to take away the backing of the vinyl, I realized right away how cheap and flimsy this decal actually felt. So I had to give up my car decal dreams, and I just ended up using it to decorate one of the surfaces that I often use for my glue gun, which it's okay, we'll see how long it lasts. But the Dollar Tree material that I purchased is definitely not for outside. I know they also have another version that says permanent. I was afraid to use that because I didn't know if then I could remove it afterwards, if this actually ended up being a complete mess, which is pretty sad because I really liked the design that I ended up with. I did make some minor tweaks at the end, but overall I'm really happy with the outcome. And if you love crafting for your pets, be sure to watch this video right here, because Mom and I love crafting for anything and everything that has to be related with pets.